Hunter Pence, Darren Sutton, and you. And this is Perfect Game College Baseball on Perfect Game TV. This unique interview show allows us to go to campus virtually and get to know some of the best athletes in the nation. We learn each and every week, and all that Hunter has accomplished. I love watching him learn as well. Hunter, our guest this week, Jake Gelof, who's having an incredible year at Virginia as we conduct the interview, 17 home runs, and then Andrew Walters, who's given up 1 run out of the bullpen at Miami. He's been dominating, about 2 strikeouts every inning. But the first thing I want to ask you about, and you can comment on the guest quickly, but what I love about this is your brother had a huge impact on you as a man and as a player, and where we're going to take both of these interviews is Jake with an older brother who's in professional baseball, and Andrew, who is the older brother, his brother coming alongside. I love how it tied into your journey as well. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always great to, have a brother that you both love the same sport and to, kind of take that journey on together. And it's going to be exciting to hear what they think and how that impacts their career and where they are today. So love the brother connection and there's nothing better than playing baseball with your brother and going through the college professional journey.
We love watching you each and every Friday, on Apple TV, and that's the highest levels of the game. When you talk with these, younger athletes, every week with us, and we've done this now for more than a year, and we all really appreciate your commitment to this show, but what are you learning about the future of the game? You commented after we wrapped an interview with one athlete. That's kind of where I'm going, but what are you learning about the future of the game, especially when you communicate with them?
Yeah, well, I'm learning stuff from each and every one of these players, and it's so fun to kind of pick their brains. And the kids today are just so far ahead of where we were when I was in college, and even like throughout a lot of my big league career. There's just more knowledge out there, and the college game is just adapting just as fast as the big league game is adapting. So they're really great at interviews, way better than we were in my day because there weren't as many cameras around, and it's just so fun to see their personalities, how much their knowledge of the game at this level, and I'm still learning from them every day, Darren. So I'm always thrilled and excited to talk to the greatest and the greatest in the college game especially as well.
When we come back, Jake Gelof, right behind him, Andrew Walters. Looking forward to those two facing one another one day as well. This is Perfect Game College Baseball on Perfect Game TV. Let's get it going. Boy, we're excited to connect with Jake Gelof and what his Virginia team has accomplished this year. 14 in the RPI, by the way. Still big games coming up. Regionals in the plans, Supers in the plans, Omaha's in the plans. 34 wins for Jake and his team, and he spends time with us now. This is a fun time of year, isn't it, Jake? I mean, you work hard to get here. You've had a huge impact on your team, but it is about team at the college level. When you feel tired and when your body kind of fights you, isn't it fun to find that extra energy that goes along with possibly playing deep into the postseason? Explain to us how that works.
Yeah, I mean, we're just coming off an off week too with, final exams. So I think it's, big to hit that reset button, get our bodies back in shape and, kind of get that opening day mentality of, as we go through this home stretch of, regular season then going into the playoffs. I think it's going to be big. And, we have great leaders that know what to go through, and they've been through this, many times in Coach Oak. So we'll definitely be prepared and, ready for, a great end of the season.
That's right, Jake. And speaking of being prepared, it is really fun as a hitting enthusiast to watch. I think there was a video of your batting practice, some of your home runs, and to me, I see what I want to hear through your lens, but to me, I see just an amazing approach in the batting cage, and just a really just polished swing. Like it feels like you know exactly what you're doing. But Jake, can you take us through kind of your prep for a game, what you're trying to do in batting practice, and what you want to feel in your swing?
Yeah, I mean, I think through talking with various people throughout baseball, really trying to be able to drive the ball the other way. And, in the first round of, our BP is, backside, just trying to go backside with the ball. And I think that really lets the ball travel deep and, you can see with your eyes. And I think that's a big part of a big thing that I try to focus on is swinging at pitches in the zone. I think that's going to give you the most success. So if you're able to see the ball deep and, drive the ball the other way, I think that, opens it up for letting your bat speed and, hand speed take over on the inner half pitches and being able to drive the ball.
I definitely think that's a good idea. Now, are you talking about swinging at pitches in the zone in batting practice, or is that more like the game approach? And once you get to the game, so is it a no think? Do you have is there a different approach? So I guess just expand on is that just batting practice you're working on swinging pitches in the zone?
Yeah,
obviously
I'd
in
say,
the game as well, but
right. I'd say it's both. I think that like when you're in the game that you just kind of have to be more reactive and training that with your mind and with your eyes, knowing what pitches that you can and cannot get to, that it kind of becomes more reactive if you're doing that in batting practice. And then also when we're hitting off machines and stuff like that, because that kind of goes back to seeing the ball with both your eyes and making sure it's around the plate.
Okay, I love that. And absolutely, for me, I just kind of swung at everything in batting practice. So it's just, and that was the horrible, I was a free swinger. So I love the disciplined approach, and it takes a real focus to be selective even in batting practice and a patience to take that time. So great stuff right there. But I got to ask you, obviously, we got to rattle off some of your numbers right now. 375 average, 17 home runs, 1266 OPS. I think you have some of the biggest backside extension I've seen. I just did Buster Posey Day, and that was something I always told him. I was like, I don't have that flexibility to be going wrapping around my head. So love your backside extension. But tell me what it feels like to go 9 for 10 in a 4-game stretch. 4 home runs, 15 RBIs. What was that approach? You were probably swinging at strikes, or were you swinging at balls too and just hitting them, launching them? What did that feel like, and what was going on, Jake?
Yeah, the balls looked pretty big that weekend when it was coming in, and when it's like that, you let your body take over. It was having weekends like that is wonderful for the confidence. But yeah, I was seeing the ball and I was getting the barrel out in front and really hitting the ball hard that weekend, which was very fun.
How impactful was it, the summer you had in the Northwoods League? Because you had a good freshman year. You and your brother homered multiple times in games together. A very good freshman year to jump into a program like yours. But your sophomore year has been completely different. And your summer in Kalamazoo in the Northwoods League was kind of ridiculous. Kind of describe how that growth occurred by getting those extra ABs in the Northwoods League.
Yeah, it was definitely a grind. That league is probably the most games of any collegiate summer ball, and I think it really prepared me for being my own coach. I hadn't really played that many games, with the wood bat, getting in my hands, and it almost felt a little bit more natural than the metal bat, and I think it allowed me to become my own coach and know what I wanted to really feel at the plate. And then as I got, more at bats, I think I only got 100 my, the first year at UVA. So going in and kind of refining my approach, and then, talking to other, guys on the team, and what, other people I know that are playing baseball are going through. And I think coming back, I gained a lot of confidence, from just hitting very well in the summer and then bringing that momentum and showing the younger guys. So I think the role change of coming back from, being a freshman and, really being a follower and seeing how they go about their business, and then coming back and really trying to take what, I learned from the older guys and, give it to the younger guys. And it's a different role. And I think it comes with a lot of confidence.
One thing that you said there, and thank you for that answer, to me that stuck was being my own coach. And I think, in a world of great teachers out there, and we're in a place like we've never been with travel ball, and you went to IMG for a bit, there's amazing instructors, and heck, you spend 5 minutes with Hunter and you're going to learn a lot, right? There's some great teachers of the game, but to be your own coach, I'd love for you to expound upon that. Even give me an example of your aha moment. Maybe it was after a game one night when all of a sudden you thought, okay, I can guide myself through some of these ups and downs. Give me an example of when you say being my own coach.
I think a big part of it is, hitting. I like to hit with myself in the cage sometimes when I'm trying to figure out things. And I just, sometimes I'm missing the ball up, or I'm, flaring. A big thing that I sometimes do is I'll either flare it or hook the ball. And I think, through refining my swing and, figuring out what works for me is I'm not getting through the zone as much as I should be in my swing, like Hunter said earlier about the big backswing back here, is sometimes I wasn't getting that. So what I would tell myself is to try to finish high. Because if I finish a little lower, my hands are more likely, roll over and get in and out of the zone instead of when I'm here, stay through the ball, and then that allows myself to, get back up here. So I think that's just like one of the little adjustments that, I've refined and know that's something that I can go to, hopefully go back and be successful at the plate.
Jake, it's beautiful stuff because feel versus real, and a coach can tell you, but until you feel it and really know that, and get in the cage sometimes by yourself is the best medicine, I would say, because you can be like, I think I'm doing that, but you're not. And I love the high finish. We called it deliver the pizza, but you're kind of a two-hand guy that brings it around. But you can see when you get that high finish. I think of like a Prince Fielder who would like really be up there.
Yeah,
it's fun to watch that ball off your bat, and it's a beautiful swing. I want to ask a little bit also. You have to be your own coach, but we always go through this journey. And I had a brother who was kind of like not my coach, but my mentor and my guy. And you have a brother, second round pick with the A's and AA. How much does he help you out and discuss with you and talk to you about your swing, your approach, what he's learned in professional ball? Do y'all work together? Do y'all stay pretty tight?
Yeah, me and my brother are super close. We're always talking, not even always about baseball, just about life, but, specifically baseball in the sense of, what he's going through is a grind. He hasn't, fully gone through that whole season, not even yet. So, we're talking about him and, how to refresh things with him. And I work with him, my whole life. He's definitely, I'm sure you can see some similarities within our swing just because of, similar drills or just thoughts that, beliefs that we have in hitting. And, I work out with him, throughout the whole winter. Down in Florida, we're always swinging together and taking ground balls together. So he's definitely been very impactful on my, baseball career as of right now, and, will be for a while.
Yeah, that's definitely the potential to play with your brother or against your brother in the big leagues. We've seen it a couple times this year, and you two both are that talented. And then obviously, you're the Virginia lineup right now. It's like there's only one hitter in the nine that's not hitting 300. He's 292 and he's got 11 homers. You're stacked. What's it feel like batting in this lineup and working with everyone? What are you guys doing together? How is everyone doing so well? And just to describe the feeling walking up to a game we're all hitting 300. Yeah, we're all going to rake and we're going to pass the baton and we're going to keep hitting.
Right. And a big thing you just said was, passing the baton off to someone else. And I think that's, something that we've really taken in that, it's not always going to be the same guy every weekend. We've had multiple guys step up throughout the year with, big weekends and big games that we've needed to win a game. And, I think, the mindset and the big thing is, hitting is contagious. You see your guys, your friends, your buddies go up there, doing well. And, you just want to reciprocate that and go up there and, get the team the best chance to win.
Incredible stuff, man. We're enjoying getting to know you, really, and especially about your brother, Zach. Let me take you back in the way back machine just a little bit, because you were an impactful travel ball player too, all the way back maybe to 2015 when you were rolling it out for the Bagel Bombers, if you remember those days. I got a smile out of you. Well done by you. What was that summer like? That summer that we all talk about, and you played for the Canes, so everybody wanted to beat you. It's kind of like being on Virginia's team now. Everybody wanted to beat you, but you balled at Jupiter. You played out here in Arizona at the 17U World Series. Heck, you went down and balled at the high school showdown your final year before everything shut down with IMG. But that summer going into your senior year, what do you recall? Did it make you better?
Summer, just being around a bunch of, great guys and great coaches. Jeff Petty does a wonderful job, and, I love playing for him and, what the Canes organization really is. And you can see why it's a top-notch program year in, year out for, what they do and how they get their guys prepared. And, that summer, I just remember having a lot of fun. They're great guys and, buddies that I still stay in touch with, I see on the weekend, on occasion, with playing other ACC teams and, keeping in contact with some of the other guys that I may not face. But, I just remember the relationships and, having a lot of fun because, those guys are, you're going to stay in touch with and are, great peers to be around.
So there's no way I let this interview end, and thank you for being with us. I'm the old guy, but I'm proud of what I have up here. Certainly, I've worked hard to hang on to it. Hunter's got legendary hair and always has, but there's no way that I let this interview end without giving Hunter the floor back and letting some hair talk go down, some flow talk.
Oh my gosh!
What do you think, Pence?
Well, I'm going to get to the hair talk and the discussion of that, but I think we got to start with you speaking of old school, and when I watch Jake. When I watch his swing, I got to ask him, have you ever seen Brett Boone? Any highlights of Brett Boone?
No, I have not.
Oh, my God. You got to watch some Brett Boone homers. And, you have some pretty sweet, home run celebrations, and you got the war paint on. But he was the first, bat flip master, kind of like stocky like you in his legs and huge whip around the backside. But you got a lot of Brett Boone in me. So who is your favorite big leaguer right now or hitter to watch?
Growing up, I've, been mostly an Orioles fan, and then I'm mostly a Philadelphia fan, but I don't know, for some reason an Orioles fan. And I really enjoyed watching Manny Machado, and then as whenever I get time to watch him with the the Padres playing on the West Coast time, but I really like his swing. I think he stays in the zone forever, and he's having a great year this year. So I always like watching him, and then also his defensive highlights are always. I can watch them on repeat, the whole time.
It's imagine having that arm. It's so nonchalant with Machado, and he's just got this absolute cannon, effortless cannon. So that's a great call. And then as Darren was saying, you got some good lettuce going on over there. Some big lettuce. You said your brother was trying to cut it, and you're talking him out of it.
Yeah.
So, and you mentioned you might be cutting yours. So, do you have any plans? Are you going to potentially, would you do the mullet / the new rebrand of the wolf cut? And who has the best hair in the big leagues right now?
All right. So first off,
a lot of questions at once. It's hair talk, baby. Let's go.
I don't know. I don't think I'm just going to get a little trim. Once it gets a little annoying, you get a little trim once it gets to this point. We have a kid on the team that, cuts everyone up nice. So it's always nice having a guy like that on the team.
Nice little flip, little cupcake action.
Yeah. And, it gets better every time, So
I love it.
That's the best part. Best hair in the bigs, though. I think Jonathan India.
That is a great call. And Darren's a Reds fan over here. Let's go. That's knowing his stuff right there. Jake, bravo, brother.
And he's on the IL. You actually, well done by you. We got to get him healthy, get him back.
I know, Jake, Reds needs the help.
Yes, they do. And your Orioles. Both of us could hang out together and have big conversations. Jake, thanks for hanging out with us, man. Go make a run at Omaha, okay?
Will do. Thank you guys for having me.
Jake Gelof, great conversation, great hair talk, great hitting talk. I love when Hunter gets going with these guys. When we come back, big time arm. Jake knows who he is. We'll talk closing with Mr. Walters out of Miami. What a journey he has had. Our conversation when we come back on Perfect Game College Baseball on Perfect Game TV. Here we go, Miami, Andrew Walters, and he looks the part, doesn't he? It's a wonderful backdrop he's got. Certainly he's got the beautiful Miami colors, and he has got that 8th and 9th inning. Walters joins us now, the closer for the Hurricanes, who are having a heck of a year. 7 in the RPI, 35 wins. 11 wins, by the way, in Q1. That means that, you're going to host. You're going to host a region. You're going to host a super if you win. Andrew, you having fun in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning? It has really become your role this year. You earned some big moments last year, but this year in these 19 games, just 1 run allowed. Explain to me the joy of pitching late in games, the adrenaline that goes along with it.
Yeah, it's a little different. 7th, 8th, and 9th inning are definitely high pressure, and that's always something I've loved to be a part of. Those last 6 outs, 3 outs, it's out there to put up zeros, get the job done. It just truly, honestly, it fires me up. Love it.
Yeah, Andrew, you're not lying. They say every inning is the same, but it's not, because, the closer is the guy that comes in and says, it's over, and like teams are going to fight the hardest in the last inning. So it's definitely one of the most fun positions in all of sports, and one of my favorites to watch. Andrew, talk to me about what's going through your mind as the game's going on. What's kind of your way of preparing for that huge energy, that big finish, and just like what's kind of the process and the ramp up for you?
I mean, we start the game obviously, and I'm part of the dugout. I love being out there cheering on the guys, and right around probably the sixth inning, I got to strap the cleats on and get locked in because whatever happens on throughout there, I never hold this team out. I mean, whether they're down or we're ahead, things could happen, so I got to be ready. And when it comes time to get down in the bullpen and get warmed up, I'm ready to go. The team trusts me out there, and I'm coming right after guys. I'm not shy. I'm coming right at them in the zone. I'm challenging you. It's been one of my strengths. So, yeah, basically I'm going right after them as soon as I get out there.
So no spikes until the sixth inning. You're just in the dugout, like cheering them on, like part of the team. And then you head to the bullpen in the sixth.
Yeah, I'm a full team guy. I mean, we don't really – if we stay in the dugout, we don't have like a bullpen down there. It's kind of outside the field. So – depending on the situation, maybe around the sixth, I'm probably going to strap the cleats on and then be ready by the seventh.
Love that. And then you mentioned it. You're not shy. You're coming at you. You're going to challenge. So I had to ask you, do you like fastballs? And what makes your fastball, or what is your intention behind your fastball to compete? Like, what do you want to feel with your fastball when you're going out there? And do you mix and match, or are you just fastball location?
Yeah, I mean, fastball's always been one of my strengths, and I feel like just it's played really well up in the zone. So mainly, I'm not living low. I mean, if I'm gonna spot up, I'm gonna have to hit that spot. But mainly, I'm living middle to up. And that's one of the things that I just kind of focus on throughout. Just going out there. But yeah, most of the time, lots of bat paths have been going up lately, and I feel like a lot of success has been for me to throw up in the zone for sure.
We just had Jake Gelof on this show, and he was talking about what it looked like from the dugout seeing you, and Hunter casually called it a ghost ball. I mean, and I love that description as someone who played so long in the big leagues. As you look at your advanced metrics, are you seeing high spin rates on your fastball?
Yeah, definitely. I haven't really looked at it that much, but it's definitely up there between anywhere 25 to 27. So yeah, it plays up well, and it's got a little extra gear, as people tell me. It just gets on them quick, so I use that to my advantage. Yeah,
and again, you're in a time of desperation. You're feeding off the greed of the hitter where they want to get things started for the other team. Out of Bayside High School, your first stop was at East Florida State, and I want to talk to you about your brother who is there now as well. But why did you make that choice out of high school? And kind of, COVID hit, so you only got 18 innings, something like that. But what was that first stop like for you? I mean, my co-host, longtime major leaguer, was a junior college, then four-year guy as well. What was that first stop like for you?
I mean, honestly, out of high school, I grew really late. I wasn't that developed of an athlete, and I just wanted an opportunity to play, an opportunity to get better. And I played summer ball with the Eastern Florida State coach who coached that summer team, and he allowed me to go out there and play. And I got tremendously better within that year. I loved everything I did there. I loved the college experience. Is a little different as coming here, but it definitely prepared me for a lot, and I love that experience. I got a lot better doing it. So yeah, that's what that helped me.
Andrew, I love getting to kind of the nitty gritty details, and I love just learning different people's ways of success. And with regards to your pitching, and there's mental and there's physical, and I don't think you just wake up and some people maybe they just wake up and they're blessed. But what are some of the physical things you do to build yourself up to be able to throw as hard as you do? Do you feel like your legs are really important? There's shoulder exercises, long toss. If you were talking to the younger kids out there, and you're like, hey, you want to come and step up here and just throw fastballs by people? What would you tell them to do, and what do you love to do to really get yourself feeling good on the mound?
That's one thing I've taken pretty seriously in the past 2 years, especially in the weight room. I mean, obviously getting strong is huge. I've put up major strides in the weight room. I've been moving weight like I've never moved weight before. And nutrition too. I've also taken that into account. I learned a lot of stuff here with the nutrition program. That's helped me become a little quick twitch, faster athlete. And the recovery is probably the biggest thing. I mean, especially as a relief pitcher, you got to be expected to go day in and day out. sometimes 3 times in a row, if not 2. And I mean, got to take the training room seriously, got to recover seriously, and that has a big part with nutrition as well. But I mean, for starters, just got to get in the weight room and get stronger. I mean, and the mobility plays a big factor into that too. Get stronger and stay mobile. That's been my biggest thing so far.
Okay, so you just gave me the whole package, and Andrew, you hit on something that the Giants, my last year with the Giants in 2020, and Gabe Kapler, Manager of the Year. I think Kawhi Leonard was the story he gave me about, before they had won the Toronto won the championship, but recovery, and my whole career, no one talked about recovery. It was just play every day and get in the weight room and just like, if you're tired, keep going. What is, mobility and recovery are 2 things that I want to learn. So what are some mobilities that are really important to you? And what are some of your effective recovery methods? Because pitching is violent, and coming out there 2 days in a row or throwing 2 innings, it is not a natural move. And bullpen pitchers have the hardest task as far as recovering and getting back out and pitching again.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very delicate process, honestly. I mean, the biggest thing, the first day out, you're feeling great. And there's no doubt about it. You got your best stuff. You're feeling great. But the next day, it's different. You're a little bit slower. You got to learn how to work ahead and get that same intensity. And for me, the recovery, especially on the nutrition side, I figured that out. That plays a huge part in the recovery process.
Well, what is that nutrition part that you've changed? I need to learn this.
Yeah, I've been getting on these crazy smoothie things with lots of carbohydrates, how to lots of protein after to, mend those muscles back together and get things still firing. And it's been big. I learned a lot about the carbohydrate process and how, mainly what we do out here on the baseball field is all strictly carbs. So I continue to pack those in, and especially the next day, just a mobility session, a long, straight mobility session in the hips. And everything plays a part into the pitching process. And it all comes out to the arm from the ground up. So, yeah.
Incredible stuff. We seem to learn, and Hunter and I talk about it. Hips, no matter your position, hips are everything. We should just call the show Hips. I mean, because hitters, pitchers, you guys are always talking about it. Hunter talking about it through his career. So Brian, your brother Brian, is taking a similar path. I guess you're going to tell me he's his own man, but he watches you pretty closely. He's at East Florida State. He's going to be a Cane. In all likelihood, you'll be gone. But how proud are you of him? Who is he as a player? Give us the big brother scouting report.
I mean, he's been nipping at my toes ever since we've been together. It's been, I don't know how many years, but we're a competitive family, and I love it for him. I mean, I like that he got a chance to not only go to junior college, but to go to Eastern Florida and experience that same thing with me, and especially to get an opportunity to come here at the U. It's a place I love, and I told him all about it every day. But he's a different athlete. I think he definitely was a better athlete when I was his age than me, but he's a different pitcher. He's got the sink and the run and all that, the junk stuff and all that stuff. And I saw him play up in the zone with some breaking balls at times. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for him. I mean, it's pretty huge for him to be able to follow that path. I mean, I told him to rewrite his own story, but I mean, honestly, coming down here, it's a pretty great story to be in. So.
I'm guessing, during the pandemic when things shut down, he was still in high school. You were at Eastern Florida State. Florida didn't shut down dramatically, but enough. I'm guessing you guys have a pretty deep relationship. Why don't you expound upon that relationship and how it's benefited you to have him as your brother?
Yeah, I mean, the relationship is just so tight. I mean, we do everything together without any complications. I always got a throwing partner. There's no doubt about it. I always got a workout buddy. There's no doubt about that. So, I mean, just getting up every day and me and him will figure something out. There's no dull time. And we both have that same kind of mindset. We've been living with each other for forever. And I mean, just every day you get to share that time with him. I mean, whatever we're doing, we do a lot of baseball stuff, of course, but we also have fun too. And just a great time all around.
And I can relate to that. Obviously, me and my brother, he was a little bit older than me, so he was more kind of taking me under the wing and begging me to play long toss because I didn't want to play long toss as a kid. I just wanted to hit. And he was a pitcher, my brother. But there's nothing better than going through that process with blood. And I'm very happy for you. I want to talk a little bit about we hit on the physical. And, I love that Darren's bringing up the hips, and we didn't talk about hips or recovery, and then now I'm having to learn about it after the fact. So the technology and everything has grown, but what is kind of your mental process for getting out there and taking over the 7th, 8th, 9th? What do you focus on it, or do you just try to keep it simple, keep it neutral? What's kind of the mental process for you?
Yeah, I mean, most people describe me as like a cool, calm, collective guy because honestly, I mean, I'm fired up out there, but I'm keeping things cool and calm. I'm not trying to let the moment get to me. I mean, whether I get a base hit or a double off the wall, I mean, it's the same. He's still on second base. There's no like huge thing that just happened. So I'm just keeping things simple, and it's hitter after hitter after hitter. Nothing changes. I mean, maybe I have to get in the stretch, but that's not a huge factor. So especially for me, I mean, I just keep things simple. I got a clear mind out there. Can't let the moment get to you. I've had some big moments where you feel the stress of all 5,000 people, and I mean, I feel like honestly it even slowed the game down further for me. I felt like the game was moving slower at that point, which ended up helping me out. So yeah.
100%, Andrew. I can't say, I think Bumgarner, with some of the playoff runs that we had kind of set that tone and you never panic. Like there's, I think Berkman one time said, he's like, it's always too early to panic. And when it's time to panic, it's too late to panic. So you never panic, Yeah. But like when you can stay neutral and calm within the violent chaos, it's a superpower. So right on with that. I love that message. I got a special one for you, Andrew. One big leaguer in the league that you would love to face, and like who would you want to like strike out more than anything?
That's a good one.
Dream first. Let's just paint the scenario. This is your first big league outing. You're closing out the game for whatever big league team, and it's just you just need one out. Who's the hitter that you want to that would feel the best? And it could be because you respect him. Most likely. Like who do you think would be like oh man, I'm facing so and so?
I mean, I think the bottom of the 9th. I got to go with Mike Trout. I mean, I respect that guy. I have seen him attack every single pitch that's ever been thrown and have turned it into something. So I feel like that is probably one of the biggest challenges to be able to get that guy out. I mean, some guys you can pick out weaknesses. I mean, they're all great hitters, and no doubt about that. But I haven't seen a consistent mix to be able to get that guy out. So definitely facing him.
That's a great call right there, Andrew.
Strikes.
I had one more, Darren. Do we got time? Do I got time for one more?
Yeah, jump in there with your last one, Hunter.
All right, and then who is your favorite pitcher to watch? Is there any big leaguers that you watch and you're like inspired or learn something from?
I mean, yeah, I paid a lot of attention, honestly, when I was watching, I think, the playoffs last year. Just a reliever from the Brewers, Brandon Woodruff. I feel like it's a similar style to me, and I just like watching it. I feel
you kind of look like him.
Yeah, every time I watched him out there, I envisioned myself out there. I was like, that's kind of cool. I would like to do that one day. So it's similar styles of pitching, similar way he attacks. And yeah, that's kind of someone I see myself as one day.
I love, by the way, the matchup of you and Mike Trout, and Hunter knows him very well, certainly, but the ultimate speak softly, carry a big stick. Both you guys are that, like, understated, then explosive on the field. That'd be cool. You guys could have, like, a monotone competition, too, and as cool, calm, and collected as you are. Then you could fight on the field. Andrew, congrats on what you've accomplished. Your team is great. We just had Jake Gelof, who had so much respect for you and your program. You guys swept Virginia, and it's a good conference, man. But congratulations on what you've accomplished. Best of luck in July. Hopefully after you go win a College World Series, that the draft is the right fit for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Andrew Walters, Jake Gelof, Hunter Pence, Darren Sutton, our producer, Jim Jenks. We'll see you next time on Perfect Game, college baseball on Perfect Game TV.